What's up, guys? I have a quick little video here for you today. This is actually a bit of a requested video from my buddy Patrick, who's just asked for this a few days ago. He was just asking about how to make kind of that transition from climbing or from sitting on the anchor clove hitched in to climbing a bit easier. So the root of this issue would be in this situation if I was clove hitched in as a follower and I belayed my partner way up there. They get to the anchor, they say off belay, they pull in all the rope. And what can happen sometimes is if your partner is a little overzealous with pulling rope, this can get really tight. And sometimes, depending on how much slack you have in your clove hitch, it can get tight all the way to like the anchor up here. And then it's like super annoying to actually clean the anchor. So what are ways how we can avoid that issue while we're multi-pitching? I'm going to talk about it on both ends. Actually, the belayer can do something up above, and then the belayee can do something down here to help out both people. First things first is when I'm climbing, or if I lead up, I set up my anchor, clove hitch in, and then I'm going to pull in rope. Of course, before I do that, I'll just get my ATC ready to go. So I pull in rope after I shout out off belay, pull in rope. When I get to my climber, you'll feel this tug a bit. They'll say that's me or something like that. And what I usually do is I actually let out a little bit of rope, maybe no more than a foot or so, and I put them on belay. Then a tendency for some folks is they immediately say, you're on belay, and pull in a ton of rope. And right then, that's what makes the rope tight down below on the next person's clove hitch. So what I do is after I load up my device and I lock my carabiner, I give it a few seconds, you're on belay, and I don't pull in any rope. Sometimes if I can see them, a lot of times you can, I see them unclip their clove hitch and I immediately pull in rope. Other times you kind of have to feel it. Okay, so I moved the camera down a little bit. What I mean by feeling the rope is I have my brake hand right here and I have my guide hand. And what I do with this is I kind of just hold the rope in the hand and I can twist my wrist, or sometimes I can tug up. And if the rope is, tight, if it's kind of hard to tug up, oftentimes that's when you don't want to pull in rope. But with this hand, I can actually feel, if I just hold light tension, I can feel my climber move up, and then I can pull rope through my belay device. So the same thing happens if they're at the anchor, where I feel the clove hitch come undone, and then I can pull in rope. Bottom line is, don't just say on belay and immediately start ripping rope up, because they don't even have time to unclip anything. Okay, so now let's talk about this from the climber underneath. And so in this case, my buddy led up. I'm hanging out here on my anchor. I can even pull it a bit tighter. So if you're actually leaning back on this anchor, this is pretty easy because your body weight holds it in place for you. And all you have to do is grab onto the anchor or the carabiner or whatever, come up, unlock, pop the rope out, and then clean your anchor and go. The real issue is when you do have, let's say you have some extra slack here, like that. And so now if I'm on a ledge or whatever and I'm just standing and belaying, now they have room to pull this thing up. And once the carabiner gets tight on your belay loop or tight on the anchor, that's when it becomes hard to unclip. So what I do is after they say off belay, your belay's off, they start pulling rope. I just hold on to this side of the rope right here. Once they get to me, maybe there's more slack here, and hold on, I can pull on the back side like this. Once they get to my hand, I say, that's me, and they put me on belay. They say on belay, and even if my belayer immediately starts ripping rope up, I still have extra space. But once they say on belay, then I immediately take my clove hitch off, and then by that time, that's usually when they start pulling in rope. This gets tight. I can clean my whole anchor, and I can just go off on the climb. This does make a difference, how much you climb with your partner, because after a while you may not need commands anymore because you guys are so in tune with each other. The more experience you have thinking about these things also helps. This is kind of more of something I see with beginners. Like when I'm working one-on-one with someone teaching multi-pitch climbing, if they happen to lead up, then I'm expecting a lot tighter of belay. I'm expecting them to pull in rope a lot faster. The more repetitions you get and the more understanding you get with the system, the less this becomes a problem. So it does smooth out over time naturally, but that's just a little bit about just like the two tricks that I use when I'm either leading or following in a multi-pitch setting, moving my clove hitch off of the anchor. Thanks for the question, Patrick. Thanks for your support, by the way. That's going to be it for this video. It's a real quick one. If you guys want to see some other videos or other things explained, then feel free to drop a line in the comments and I'll try to get to it when I can. But yeah, I think that's about all I want to say in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and check out my website when you get a chance. It's completely free to check out the website. But if you want to hire me for a trip or anything like that, you can go through there. And I'll see you guys in the next one.